Hello, welcome everyone to another episode of Driven. Today I have an athlete who competitively plays Muay Thai and also my classmate, Martin. Hey Martin, how's it going?
Yeah, a little bit of introduction. My name is Martin Regman. I'm an athlete fighting out of Etobicoke Martial Arts and Siam #1 House Muay Thai. Great to be here.
Nice.
Love giving back like this and love these kind of conversations.
Just to start with, I know that combat sport has this thing like lots of injuries and stuff. Have you ever gone through like a major injury yourself?
Yeah, like after a fight, obviously you end up a little bit banged up, but nothing too crazy. Luckily, you do have like the occasional fracture on a toe or whatever the case may be. But as of right now, nothing too bad. The way we train at our gym is very smart, so we don't really take too much headshots, which is great for the brain as well too. Being a student, obviously want to preserve that, and we do preach that at both of our gyms a lot, saying we want to ensure the future for someone versus just in the moment. Getting shot like in the head is not an ideal situation, right?
Yeah. So like you take care of athlete first, and then
absolutely, everyone wants a future, right?
I know that Muay Thai is kind of originated in Thailand,
yes,
right?
Yeah.
So like by participating here in Canada, like what do you say? Like is the hype about it? Like is it very niche sport, you would say, or there is like a people who really does it?
So it's definitely, I would say, a growing community. It's very well established. Pretty much every single show that the Ontario community has is sold out. So that's definitely a big factor. And it can range from people wanting to, like people who are very interested in the sport versus people's first time, because I think everybody likes to see a fight, right? So it's definitely that. But the lucky part for me is one of my coaches, obviously, is the person who brought Muay Thai to Canada and really spread it. So for me, I do really focus on the traditional aspect of it. Our gym is very well known for being a Muay Thai style Muay Thai fighters. And the community really does enjoy that, watching, like myself or my teammates fight as well too, and really displaying that true technique as well. So I'd say it's definitely a growing community. It's like the shows are selling out like pretty big venues pretty consistently, which is nice.
That's good, yeah. And it's also like nice to compete like when it's like there is a crowd present.
Yeah. I'm a little bit weird. I don't pay too much attention to the crowd. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it is nice to have a crowd and a big attendance and support for the community, because all the funds go back, right? So it's obviously great for it to grow.
How did you get into Muay Thai? Like, is there any kind of relation like to family, blah, blah,
yes.
blah?
So Muay Thai for me was, I did combat sports growing up. I boxed for a good amount of time. It's very popular in Poland as well too. But then I had to take a little bit of a break. My mom didn't want me, getting hit in the head, whatever the case may be. But regardless, I mean, throughout high school, I'd say like end of elementary school, grade 7, 8 into high school, going from a situation of being picked on a little bit, being the smaller kid, being bullied a little bit, right? Muay Thai kind of presented that confidence for me, right? And the coaches at my gym, I've been at the same gym from the very beginning. The coach at my gym, the coaches I meet along the way, my teammates, right? Like all those guys really embraced me. So that was my journey. If I had one message to someone, just step through the gym door, right? Like just come in. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not, right? You'll never know until you try though, right?
As we talked before, like you train Monday to Saturday, sometimes couple of times a day, right? So take me through it. Like how does your week look like with like school and Muay Thai practice and also like your work as well? Right?
Yeah. So when it comes to Muay Thai in school, the way we structure it is just very balanced, right? So the way that my schedule works is Monday morning I would train. Like today I train in the morning, I'll come to school, and then I'll train again in the evening. But the sessions look very different. So if we have a 2-a-day session, usually one is more so focused on strength and conditioning, building endurance, et cetera, and the other one is focused on technique, developing skills. And so it's just like that every single day. Obviously, when the body's hurting a little bit more, you can make adjustments. So a prime example would be if I'm running consistently, which is a huge part of Muay Thai. It strengthens your shins and it's very good for your mental endurance as well too, and your overall physical endurance. If my knees are hurting though, I can just switch to swimming. right?
I see.
Right, so it'll mix it up a little bit, and it's good to have that variety. But I'm a little bit weird, as people know through this podcast. I'm very to the book, so it's like if I miss a session or if I don't do something consistently throughout a session, I get upset with myself, and it's like I need to make sure I have that structure in order, like coming up to the fight, even before the fight, whatever the case may be. But yeah, 2 times a day, every single day, Monday to Saturday. Luckily, Sunday's a rest day. It's nice to have a day off, but it does balance out itself. And then school is just in between that kind of stuff.
Any like special diet you have to follow? You're kind of weird, like you eat everything.
I'm lucky. I joke with my teammates a lot. We have something called the Burger King diet. What I preach for the Burger King diet. It's obviously a joke, but when it comes to the fight, luckily we train so hard that we are able to intake what we want. Obviously, I just naturally like to eat healthy, and I know a lot of my teammates do enjoy eating healthy, but having a cheat meal once in a while is never a bad thing, and that's when the joke of the Burger King diet comes out, you know what I mean? So yeah, so eating healthy consistently, train consistently, that just allows you to maintain shape and maintain good cardio, et cetera, et cetera.
Every athlete has that one moment, right, in their life, like if you're playing soccer or basketball or a combat sport, right? Did you have a moment in your life that like a comeback or maybe a loss too that made you not just fall in love with Muay Thai, but also like helped you get matured, like in and outside of the sport?
That's a very great question, and I think you described it very well. I would say the most important moment in my career up until this point was definitely experiencing a loss for the first time. So like early in the year, I had a good win streak going, right? And then I fought back-to-back weeks. I believe it was in November. And yeah, no, I experienced my first loss. And I feel like when you experience that first loss, you get put in a position. Either option A is kind of doubting yourself, going down the route of, I should have won that fight, whatever the case may be. Or you can take the better option and learn from that loss, right? So, when it comes to learning from losses, it's all about understanding what aspects you did wrong, reviewing the video, breaking it down with your coaches. That's why they're there, right? Breaking it down with your teammates and going from there. And I've truly, like from the last time I fought up until this point in training, I've never felt better. Right? So never felt better in terms of cardio, in terms of mental, in terms of technique, like all these doors just kind of opened up, and the pressure was kind of alleviated a little bit. It's going from like a status of, not having a loss until having a loss, right? So it's obviously a little different.
And first time always feels like...
Yeah, it feels like... I remember losing, and I went back, and then my coaches were with me, and I just had a towel on my head. I'm like, I just need to be alone. I just need a couple of minutes alone, right?
Yeah.
And it sucked because you work hard, and coming off a win literally the week before and then going back after, it does suck. Absolutely. But, I think a big portion of that is having the right people around you. So like all my coaches, my teammates were very supportive. They never really criticized me in that situation. I'm truly, truly, truly grateful for that and the community I have, right? Because there are people around in numerous sports, right? They'll lose and then it's just over. In this case, it was more so I lost, and then my coaches and my teammates were like, okay, how are we going to improve this? What are the next steps, right?
That's what you need. Yeah.
Exactly, right? Yeah. So I think it's just having the right, to answer that question a little bit better, is having the right people around you, right?
That's a great answer.
Despite having a loss, having the right people around you, they'll truly help you form and
how
get
did
that
your
next
mom
step.
felt about it? Like what did she say?
My mom hates when I fight. She really, really hates. I'm sorry, Mom, but no, I love my mom. But she does not like when I fight. My dad's very indifferent about it. My mom grew up, my grandfather was a boxer, so she grew up him coming back home, having the broken nose, having the busted up eyes, right? So she's definitely grown up in that, and she doesn't want that for her kid. But mind you, my mom's also the type, she doesn't come to any of my fights, right? Neither does my dad. But when it comes to like going into that fight, like she's the type, if she saw me fighting, she'd jump in the ring and she would try taking off the other person's head, right? So she obviously knows, she trusts me enough to do it because I've been doing it for such a long time, and I respect that. But she's obviously there as well to give me advice.
I mean, she's a mom.
It's a mom. I can't say anything.
It's a mom thing.
Yeah, of course. I can't say anything. I can't say anything.
I'm pretty sure there is not, but is there like a team participation in Muay Thai?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I think when not in the sport of itself, right? In the aspect, you're obviously fighting alone.
Okay, I see.
But when it comes to like a team aspect, like the coaches, like I preached this a couple times now throughout this. It's, you know, my head coach, John Suchart, my other head coach, Crew Clifton Brown, my other coach, Crew Matt, Crew Oz, Crew Alec, my teammates, Simon, Data, Yaya, all those guys are just like a family to me, right?
Shout out to all.
Yeah, shout out to all of them. There's no words I can truly say to get it across and say thank you, right? Because in all honesty, going back to the question you had before, right? Like going from such a dark place and then just being embraced into a community where I say Muay Thai is the only place you can see the most crazy professions interact with each other. You can have the CEO of a massive company and a guy who's unemployed and they can be best friends, right? So in any sort of martial arts gym, and just, you know, like truly grateful for them, where they brought me. And I'm like, obviously having those people around me, very excited for the future, right? Like trying to stay very active next year again too.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's all about like athlete safety too, right? Like a big portion of Muay Thai is you get hit in the head. You can get knocked out, right? Like that's the goal. But you know, if you have the right team around you and they're developing your technique properly, the chance is lessened significantly, right?
They basically like kind of coach you and guide you through.
Yeah, like it's not even like
maybe avoid stuff or like how to properly like digest it. Like if you have a heavy loss or like maybe heavy injury.
Exactly. I think a big thing is it's not even like at this point for me, since I've been doing for a while and I've had the same coaches consistently, it's not even a coach relationship. It's more so like a like father-son relationship, right? Like John always says, which is one of my coaches, he always says like, that's my boy, right? So that goes a long way. And I know that goes a long way for my teammates as well too, saying like, hey, we truly care about you, right? That is the aspect I look for the most, and I appreciate them. So shout out all you guys. You guys are great.
How do you, like, let's say you have this time period that like you're maybe suffering with an injury, you're getting a lot of time to come back and like come back to sport, something like that. Like what works for you? Like what do you say to yourself, or like what you already said, like your coaches kind of helps you out, your teammates helps you out, but what do you say to yourself, like when you wake up in the morning or like when you feel down? What do you say to yourself?
I think a big thing that I've had, so a couple of weeks ago I got sick, right? So obviously I'm not going to go to the gym, get everybody sick. It's not a thing I personally enjoy doing. But I go crazy. Like I was going crazy at home, and I remember texting my teammates, like I texted Data, I'm like, Data, like I'm going insane. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Like I'm going absolutely insane, right? But in those situations, there's obviously other aspects to learn, right? A big thing like I've learned is you don't only learn Muay Thai in the gym, you have to go home and study, right? So it's similar to any sort of course we have here at Humber, right? So like, let's say I train at the gym. We have our training session, the fight team has their session, whatever the case may be. Not only do I have to do my individual bag work, where the second session comes in usually for myself, but on top of that, I also have to go home. And if you look through my YouTube history, it's all fights. The entire thing is fights. Like I'll be doing my homework, there's a fight in the background, right? And I've really taken that from my coach, Crew Clifton. That's what he's preached to us. If you want to get really good, you have to truly, truly dedicate yourself, because this isn't a sport where you're going to sit down lightly, right? Like my goal is to end that person's night. If I go in unprepared, it's a different story, right? So just, being a true student of the game I think goes a long way. And that's how I think no matter what position you're in, you're always going to be a student.
I think I also feel like that kind of goes for every sport. Like me as a soccer fan, or like me as a person who wants to become a soccer coach, like I watch matches like totally different way than like
absolutely, right? So like when I've reached a point now where I cannot watch matches with people certain times, you know what I mean? Like I have to sit down alone. And there's like certain like modern fights I can't watch really. Solely like they're entertaining, but I compare them to like a bar fight. You know what I mean? It's very different than the true authentic version, where it's like Muay Thai came from the battleground, right? That was the sole purpose of defending the nation of Thailand. So it's so raw and it's so authentic, and there's so much tradition and culture inscribed in it. And I feel like if I ignore that, or if I don't demonstrate it, or if I don't demonstrate Muay Thai properly, that's when I'm discouraged, right? So I always try like to demonstrate Muay Thai as purely as it can be, right? And I think that goes back to what I was saying before, just being a student of the game and understanding it, right? Like there's footwork, there's positioning, shifting your weight.
There's always something to learn.
There's always something to learn.
Is there an off season at all?
No, not really.
You just go the full year constantly?
I mean, like the thing is, what we preach like at our gym, and I'm only referencing our gym because that's mainly where I've trained, right? Yeah. And what we preach at our gym, and I've heard other gyms preach it as well too, and I'm truly appreciative of it, right? Is this message of like fight camp is every day, right? So if I lay off for a couple of weeks or whatever the case may be, and I don't train, that's when it starts becoming an issue, right? You start feeling your cardio go down, et cetera, and that's when you start getting in that mental battle with yourself, right? There isn't really an off season for myself, at least. I don't consider that a thing. In Thailand, it's very traditional for people to fight every week. Right? So they're fighting Thursday. Sometimes they're fighting 2 times a week. Sometimes they're fighting 3 times a week, right? Here it's a little bit different. There are competitions every week, but the chances of fighting every week are significantly lower, right? It's a little bit more westernized version.
You gotta choose your moments.
Yeah, right? Like you gotta make sure that you're very well prepared, especially in the amateur circuit, right? Because the second you go to Thailand, you're turning pro, right? You're getting paid. But regardless of that situation, I think honestly, there is no such thing as an off season. Consistent training, working hard, that's 2 things I believe in very, very vocally. Whenever I teach a class, the one thing I even tell the beginners is you're never going to leave one of my classes tired. You're never going to leave one of my classes not tired, right? Like that's my goal, to make sure that you push yourself past that day. You have a bad day at work, push yourself past it. Yeah, your boss yelling, push yourself past it. Your mom yelled at you before you came here, push yourself past it, right? And it does go a long way with that. So off season, no such thing in my opinion, and that lets us fight as much as we want, kind of thing as well too.
Then let's talk about this. From a normal week of preparation to preparing for competition,
right?
Yeah, how does that change?
So there's obviously slight changes, right? We learn same way, like I said, it's like a class, right? We learn step by step, and we learn through something called a curriculum as well too. I'm not going to disclose information on that. That's private. If you want to learn the curriculum, come to Etobicoke Martial Arts and Siam number 1 House of Muay Thai, right?
Yeah.
We're the best. Yeah, we're the best. But yeah, no. Obviously, it just the volume pretty much increases. So my way of doing it is keeping that consistent schedule, and then when a fight's coming up the weeks before, what we'll do is we'll just pick up the volume, the speed, et cetera, just kind of picking it up from being able to move. And obviously in amateur, one thing that I feel like a lot of people they try training like a professional, even though it's an amateur sport right now, right? And in amateur, you're meant to learn, right? So it's more so just like taking those steps, taking those risks, failing, right? Like that's the whole point. I've learned through failing so many times, right? And I think that's the big thing. Honestly, it's just.
And it's also like your body's not used to it,
right? And that's the thing too. It's like the volume once it increases, right? Like your body my body always crashes after like a good fight, like you know what I mean. So my friends will be like, "Oh, let's go out, like celebrate the fight." No, I'm going home. I gotta sleep. I have to sleep. Yeah. So that's my kind of thing. It's just picking up the volume a little bit, picking up the workload, doing things like a little bit more ritualistically, but it's the same thing, just a little bit, picked up.
And so like you gotta let sometimes body decide what it needs to. So
yeah.
Take me through like your kind of future plans. Like, are you trying to go to Thailand as you mentioned before?
100%. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
And then how are you gonna I know that you do quite a few things, like you do like, or maybe you did aquatics too, right? You were like a leader too, and then you coach Muay Thai as well. So do you see a future in that line? Do you want to become like a coach?
Absolutely. I think when it comes to doing something I love, Muay Thai is at the top of my list, right? So whenever I speak to new people, I always tell them like there's one thing I won't sacrifice, right? And I think that does come with that level of preparation as well too. Going to Thailand, of course, I'd love to go to Thailand. does take up a good amount of time. You have to go for like a month or two, right? Luckily, I know we have our co-op coming up in summer, so I'm hopefully trying to go in summer after our co-op's done, and then, you know what I mean? But beyond that, I think it's just, find that right amount of time and going and enjoying it, and, picking up fights and embracing the culture and learning from there as well too, and then bringing it back here and then adapting your style, right? So going to Thailand is definitely part of it. Coaching, I coached, right? I coach right now as well too. I coach at both gyms I train at, and obviously, I think a big portion is you learn a lot through coaching, right? Some things that you don't even realize subconsciously that you're doing, you'll learn through coaching and fix those mistakes, right?
Absolutely,
obviously super grateful to my coaches for trusting me and having me teach the classes and, help people. It's a good feeling to give back, right? So coaching is definitely in the future. And obviously, if it comes to the situation where that's my financial benefit, right? Like, and that's all I need to live comfortably. Absolutely, I'll keep doing that.
You see it as a career as well.
Right, for sure. And I think it can also benefit another career, right? So definitely when I go into meetings, business meetings, like you said, and even when I was working in like the recreation division at Say Mississauga, going into meetings now, right? Like it does bring that level of confidence. Yeah. It does bring that level of being able to speak to other people, right? Because like in high school, I would not have this kind of situation ever happening. And I could never even picture it, right? Like I was that nerdy kid that wore glasses, too big for his face. I had a comb over, right?
Yeah.
And, and that's a big thing for me too, is developing that confidence and putting it into other aspects of my life, right? Something so primitive and something so raw as fighting somebody. I'm not really scared of going into a business meeting, to be honest with you, compared to the other situations. So obviously, developing my professional career, I'm big into public relations. That's what my main job is. Obviously, that is slowly starting to entail marketing now too, which is great. And I love learning new things. Always going to be a student in every single aspect of my life until the day I die. And I think just bringing that energy and bringing that positive attitude, to not only the gym, but also bringing that positive attitude to the workplace goes a long way.
Well, for the last question, what is something like when you were starting Muay Thai or when you were just like a newbie, right? Yeah. What's something maybe you saw or like maybe someone told you, you think that would help newcomers who wants to start or new people like who started Muay Thai but like kind of want to get adjusted into it? Like what advice would you give to them?
I got 4 words for that. Everybody has a reason, right? Okay. So my reason is very different than the person standing beside me, right? Maybe somebody's reason is weight loss. Okay. Maybe somebody's reason is they want to fight. When I came into the gym, there was absolutely zero intention in my head. I'm gonna be honest, that I was going to fight people. You know what I mean? Absolutely zero intention. Maybe that reason is they have a tough life outside of work, right? Or a tough life outside of Muay Thai. And I genuinely think like my reason was very different, right? Like going from a situation of, getting picked on, being bullied, right? And now being in this position of, being confident, having that ability to say, it's like I said before, just take that first step, open the door and see it, right? And it's scary. It's a profession. It's called the hurt business for a reason, right? But I promise you, like, despite I have something called the Polish face, where it's just a very stern look, right? Everybody who is at least at my gym will embrace you with open arms if you truly are willing to learn the art. Yeah. Right? So my advice to somebody is obviously just take that first step. You know what I mean? And that could, like, I truly resonate with people who do come from a similar path, obviously, right? Yeah. So, there have been kids who came up to me and said like, hey, like I'm getting picked on in school, whatever the case may be, right? It's just talking to somebody, right? And expressing that physically as well too. That's the true essence of Muay Thai. You can talk to someone and you can express something physically, right? So I think that's the base reason. Just, everybody has a reason. And beyond that, just take that first step, open the door. I promise you, everybody, like, despite punching people in the face, those are the best friends you're ever going to make. You know what I mean? Coming from my perspective, right?
The more you fight, the more closer you get.
Exactly. No, pretty much. Yeah. No, that's a very good way of saying it. Yeah. And I think honestly, you'll develop relationships and connections you've never had or you never thought you would have. And then you'll change very simply, right? Like there have been situations where I don't see people for like 3 to 4 to 5 years, you know what I mean? And I meet them again, and then they're like, wow, I would have never expected you to reach this, right? Yeah. And I can truly attribute that to my coaches, my teammates, my family at the gym, pretty much like my family at the gym, right? And that is the greatest thing, right? And I think, you know, everybody resonates with the coach specifically. I was obviously drawn to the coaches I'm with right now. And yeah, I have absolutely zero regrets. I think, like I said, everybody has a reason. Come try it, right? We're open every single day. We're open every single day, right? So you come try a class, and I promise you, you're going to be tired at the end of class.
If you're ready for the grind, it's for you.
It is the grind. That is a very good situation. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Martin.
No worries. Yeah.
And thank you for everyone who's watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.
Absolutely. Thank you.